What's good with y'all, man? It's your boy Tick, aka Game Fanatic, the Michael Jordan of gaming, also the Rebel of YouTube Underground. I'm back with a Warframe commentary. Now, normally I don't do Warframe commentaries. I normally just post them on my Let's Play channel. But after what happened about a few days ago, I had to do a commentary about this. Now, there was a recent update on Warframe. It was the update 7.11. You guys may have seen it on JG the Don's video. Shout out to him. And he talked about it, and he was talking about the things and issues about it. So now I'm going to give you my take on it. Now, if you watched this video, you saw that there were a few nerfs thrown around. One was a Banshee, but I don't believe that was a nerf, because I look back at the patch notes, and there were no mentions of Banshee's ultimate not being invincible to attack. Because the same thing happened to Volt too. So I'm thinking that all the things like that are just bugs. Now, he mentioned Rhino, and I'm a Rhino player. He mentioned how I'm mad about it. Now, Rhino got nerfed. Now, once again, there was stuff like him not being immune to the Disruptor and the Toxic Ancients, which you'll see them in this video. The red and black ones are the Disruptors, and the green, well, the black ones with the green spots, those are the Toxic Ancients. And basically, in the past, Rhino was able to fight these guys no issue, but like I said, this video is going to talk about how people can easily ruin the experience for other players in video games, in a co-op game, even a co-op game. Alright, so basically, you remember back in the day when I did a video on Modern Warfare 3 about people crying and getting stuff nerfed? Well, basically, people cried about Rhino and got him nerfed. Now, mind you, Call of Duty is a game that is player versus player on multiplayer. This game is co-op only. It's you against the AI, okay? Now, people still found fit to complain about a Warframe in a co-op game and got him nerfed. Now, like I said, he's no longer immune to disruptors and toxic ancients for some reason. But like I said, I think that is a bug. I didn't see that in the patch notes. So you see right there, he just drained all my shield and my energy right there, because before with the Iron Skin move, and that's the move that I'm talking about now because it got nerfed. With the Iron Skin move, I was able to be immune to that attack. Now what I read in the patch notes is the only thing they were supposed to have done was they were supposed to only reduce Rhino from being invincible in Iron Skin to only reducing damage by 80%. Now, a lot of people on the outside looking in to say, that's not that bad. Why are you complaining, Tick? I'm complaining because when you go against stronger enemies, they destroy you. Now, Rhino is a tank class. He has nothing else going for him whatsoever. All other Warframes have AoE attacks or projectile attacks that do a lot of damage. All their moves do a lot of damage. Rhino, I maxed out his charge move, his Rhino charge move, which is the first move that he really uses. And I went a room with like level 20 enemies and whatever, and I did the move, and I took off only probably 25% damage of the characters. And if you look at JG's video when I was using Rhino, you would see that I did it, and he laughed. He was like, man, you ain't even do nothing to him. And I had that move maxed out, and I didn't even hurt the dude. I just knocked him on his butt, and that was it. And that's all it normally does. Ground pound only knocks him down. The stomp only knocks him in the air and puts him in slow-mo, and that's the only thing that works for. That's the only reason why I use it. If you look at the upper right, you see it right there, because I do that, and then I just swing my axe and then slash him in half. But Rhino's saving glory was the fact that he was a tank, and he could run in, and for 15 seconds he could be invincible to damage. So that means what I used to do with him was I would just run in and crowd control. I just run in and grab all the crowd around me and just destroy them, while everyone else sits on the outside and they do the AoE damage. Now, people were saying, oh, that's not fair because Rhino could take everybody's kill because of that. And that's why I used that song Greed, Hate, Envy in the beginning, because that's all people are showing me, greed, hate, and envy. They're crying, saying that Rhino took all the kills when he honestly didn't. When I played Rhino all the time, half the times I wasn't even getting most of the kills because I'm running around trying to get close, because that's all Rhino is good for, is taking up close. And everyone else is using super strong AoE attacks that do a way more damage than what I can do with my axe. And they're one-shot and everything. As you can see on the screen what's going on right now. Stuff like that. Rhino didn't have anything like that. Only thing Rhino has that he had going for him was Iron Skin and getting up close and swinging an axe or a sword preferably a heavy axe or sword because they do more damage, so it pretty much helps you out, and they hit more targets. But now, if we're going up against the bosses, I mean, like, if we're going against enemies that are like level 40 and plus, I get demolished so quickly. If you look here, you'll see the enemies still get me down to like 200 shield, and these are only level 32 to level 37 enemies, when you could get level 47s and plus going against you, and they demolished me. They like knocked me. I think I got knocked down one time against that crowd when we went to level 15. They actually knocked me down, and like quickly, because they were just all around me, just destroying me. And another thing I used to do was pick up people who got down by a boss. Say like they were trying to melee a boss up close, the boss ran up on him and shot him down. He's standing right in front of him. I would put my shield on, run up, and heal him. Then I see in the forums people saying, well, that's what Mag is for. Let Mag and Trinity do that. Well, Mag can do that, but if she doesn't have the Shade Sentinel to turn herself invisible, she could pull a person to her all she wants, and the boss is just going to run around and just shoot her up and just drop her instantly. Especially if it's the boss, I forgot what his name is, but he runs around with that sword and he hits hard. Like really hard. So now, I'm pretty much useless against stronger enemies. I'm pretty much definitely useless against bosses. I can't even really tank bosses. Now, a lot of people can say, well, it's just like any other MMO, but you gotta remember, this isn't an MMO. This is an action game with MMO type things in it. But on MMOs, when you go into a lobby, you know, normally you shout out what kind of character or class you need to join along. You might need a healer, so you're like, okay, well, I need a Trinity to join my lobby, so we can have a healer. You don't run into a lot of Trinities on this game that heal. So, unlike that, when you're using the tank that he could do, you know, whatever his move is that makes it so he takes reduced damage, he also has a healer on the sideline that's making sure that he's not going to die at all. But that isn't on this game. We don't have healers. So I'm basically just going to get demolished the whole time when my shield goes down, and there's nothing I can do about it. Alright? So keep that in mind. So, yeah, man, they basically just ruined Rhino. Now, if they kick him up to at least, I guess, 90% reduction, I'll be happy. I won't have a problem then. I can do a little bit more with him with that. But like I said, the immune thing, like, that was my real, I was really raging hard about that. But, like, I'm really thinking that's a bug. I'm hoping it's fixed by the next patch or a hot fix. But the thing is, like, he just shouldn't have been nerfed in the first place. And people were just complaining because they felt so upset that they couldn't go invisible and stuff like that. And now that Rhino is around their level, they're cool with it. And these are all people who they didn't play as Rhino at all, and they were just looking on the outside, looking in, upset that they felt like their character wasn't doing that well. But when hindsight, their character was pretty much out DPSing me. There was times I always got out DPS. When I played as Volt, and there were Rhinos in the room, I out DPS Rhino all the time. So it was all just pointless hating, and all they did was just ruin the experience for a lot of people. But anyway, man, this is your boy Tick, aka Game Fanatic. Leave a comment on how you feel about the situation. I think it's stupid on a co-op game that's not PvP. But I'm gone. Bye.